Hey folks, Rob back with another Rob Plays, and keeping with the Atari theme, it's Lode Runner on the Atari XEGS Cart version, which was a 1987 adaptation of the original 1983 game by Doug Smith. So, if you hopefully have know of Lode Runner. If you don't, you're a galactic commando deployed to raid the treasure vaults of the bungling empire to clear them out of their ill-gotten gains. So, we're the solid character at the bottom there, and the goal is to get through to collect all those boxes, which are gold crates. So, the first thing I think you're going to ask is, what is with the graphics? And that's a pretty fair question. Lode Runner was originally written on the Apple II, and the way the Apple II did graphics, like it did colour, was it did a lot of things in the NTSC television signal. That's why that actually PAL machines actually had to have custom, custom version of the machine, the Euro Plus, in order to handle translate the colour signal. Stage 1 done. 149 to go. But so the Apple II needed that, and the Ataris can support that. They support that style of graphics, relying on the NTSC artifacts. And for a lot of games where the Apple II was the lead platform, it meant that they could just translate that code without needing to rewrite a lot of it or redo the art. Now that's all and fine if you're in the States and you're on an NTSC computer, but if it so happens you're on a PAL system, like I am here, that actually doesn't work. PAL TVs don't display the artifacting problem, so as a result, you don't have that kind of signal noise, and as a result, it means you can actually use colour normally. Now, for games that were written natively on the Atari, that's not as much of an issue, right? If you've seen, the other Atari games I've covered on the channel, you'll see that they look perfectly fine, and that's because, they're using their colour naturally. So as a result, with this, the colours do look right. You're actually getting like the sort of raw pixel values, because, the way the Apple II did it, it was like odd pixel, even pixel. Now, what's interesting though is when Atari commissioned the XEGS versions of games, they at least did one where they readapted it, which was Choplifter. The actual XEGS version of Choplifter is actually graphically different than the original version that got released on the computers several years earlier. But they didn't do it for Lode Runner, and they also didn't do it for David's Midnight Magic, which is the other one I know that has this problem. It's a weird little thing. Anyway, stage 3 now. I do like to get a bonus life for each stage. Yes! That was close. These stages, they do start off pretty reasonable with difficulty. I don't feel that this is that painful a challenge. Though it's another story later on. Whew. One more, and we'll finish this one. Yeah. I mean, growing up as a kid, I never actually had the original Lode Runner. I had Championship Lode Runner, which is where they took the original game, redid all the levels. So there's 150. I think it's 150, but there's a new bunch of levels, and they're much tougher. Here, the level design is a lot more realistic, a lot simpler, and I think that has a much smoother progression that works better. The other thing that's really cool, and I don't really have an opportunity to use it, is the level editor. I love that they actually put a level editor into the game. So you start it up, and it's like that you can, go through and edit those levels. No! Darn it. I set myself up for that one pretty darn easily. Alright. It's not the end of the world. We've got plenty of lives. I do love that you get an extra life for each stage you complete. No! No! Oh, this stage is being tricky. I don't want this one to be the enemy as much as I'd like a short game. Okay, let's try it again. Nice, thank you, guards. Now, this is definitely feeling like a much better plan. Yes, done it. But despite, this monochromatic nature of it on a PAL system, you have to admit the animation is great, I'm sitting here looking at it and I don't feel that I don't feel like I'm lost in terms of understanding what's going on. I can tell my player apart from the guards. I know where the crates are, and I know what, the different kind of things in the level, and what I do and don't need to worry about. Totally what a good game should do. No, I messed that up. Yeah, sorry, I messed that up. I just hit the abort key to start a new life. But the one thing that's a bit frustrating in this translation, so on the Apple version, it was originally for keys or, joysticks with 2 fire buttons. But, so the result of that is that you could have one button to dig in the direction you're moving, and one to dig in the opposite direction. Which is actually really handy when you think about it. You can just quickly dig behind you without having to stop. Now, the Atari and the C64 has this exact problem as well. So it's not just the Atari. But because you've only got joysticks with a single fire button, if you're playing with the joystick, you have to hit the key combination to actually toggle your dig direction, which is really infuriating. I'd rather just be able to hit space and just dig behind you. It would make so much more sense. Alright. Oh goodness, this one looks tricky. What's about this? Looks like the first one where you actually have to exploit the guards. Which is something that's totally worth giving props to. You've got to actually exploit the guards and trick them to actually get through some of these later stages. Alright. Ah, crumbs. Oh no. Crumbs. I messed that up. Oops. Alright, let's abort. Pretty happy with getting 6 stages in so far. I haven't played this in a while either. Thank you for that bit of gold. Okay. Thank you for that bit of gold. Alright. That was close. And thank you for that. Okay. So we've got, I think we're safe here for the moment, so I can go 1, 2. This is going to be a tough move. Okay. Take 2. It's not that bad. No! Oh no. Alright. No, I've just messed myself up there. Wowzers, this stage is tough. Very tough. Alright. Yeah, this one looks like I've got to somehow trick the guards. Oh my. Oh, curses. Okay. I'm not sure I'm going to make any more progress on this one, so maybe I'll call this my last life. If it doesn't happen now, I'll end it here. Okay. Alright, go down. The hardest trick, of course, is some of these. Yeah, if you have to try and work out how to get some. Alright. And it really is all about using the guards at this point. What in the world happened there? I don't understand that one. Was that always a trick? Maybe have to mess with this in the emulator later on and see what. Oh, I messed that up. All right. I have to wait for those tiles to fill in. Come on, there they are. Good. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. Okay. So obviously we need to be able to drill. Alright. I'm going to call it an end there. I've pretty much messed that up. So that's that stage. That's the Atari version of Lode Runner. It's awesome. Lode Runner has always been awesome. I don't know how you could think otherwise. So this is a great version, despite the problems with PAL, with handling a PAL version of the game. It's done really well. It's good fun. There's a level editor. Plug a disk drive up. You can save 150 levels. What's not to like about that? And the XE version seems to be pretty easy to find as well. So, hey, winning all round. And with that, thanks again for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please do leave a thumbs up or leave a comment. It really does help. Also, if you want to see more, do consider subscribing. Those also help as well. Get more people interested in enjoying more of these kinds of videos. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you next time.